there are a few things I want to just kind of reinforce I think are really, really important here. Number one is this. Innovation is not just about tools and techniques or processes and frameworks. It's about mindset, but even more than that, it's about habit. It's about building habits and reinforcing them over and over. When you build the habits, like building muscles, right? If you keep working them, they grow. If you leave them alone, they atrophy over time. It's the same thing with innovation. It's an act, it's a habit, it's a mindset. And there are three little habits that I didn't do before, but I do now. And I practice them. And we do these in trainings and workshops because they're so important. And people giggle when we tell them this, but then they realize they really do work. Even for the smartest scientists, researchers, marketers, they work. So the first one I'm going to give you is this. Positives first. Sounds cliche, something you tell a classroom full of sixth graders, but it's true. First thing is find a positive. Someone gives you an idea, you start with, one thing I like about this is this. Most of the time, we tell people, here's why it won't work. Somebody comes to you and says, I have a new idea. What do you say? All right, I'll give you my feedback. And immediately it's critiquing and judging. Why? We're trained like that. It's instinctive. It's visceral. We respond the same way I did. I actually pause now, and I ask people to pause, find three things that you like about that idea. What does it do? It actually repositions us cognitively. We think differently. We frame it different in our mind now. Now it actually has potential and possibility. So start with the positive. Second, two beautiful words, yes and. Comes out of improv comedy, improv theater, and it means something pretty straightforward, but it's really powerful. We're gonna build on an idea. Yes is an affirmation. Hey, what if you made a drinkable version of varenicline? Yes, I'm affirming it. Okay, I hear you, I'm accepting that premise. I'm not judging it, I'm just accepting it. And now invite somebody to build. And what if you can make it a coffee? And what if it was a partnership with Starbucks? And what if you could get it at every corner store? It doesn't mean when you yes and something that you're gonna now invest $100 million of private equity funding into that idea. It just means we're gonna give it a little bit of airspace. We're gonna give it a little bit of room to grow. The last one is another simple expression. And what if? So this comes from the work of this guy named Edward de Bono. He's considered the godfather of serious creativity and lateral thinking. And what he said is, our minds are trained to be more deductive. We're much more logical. We follow these vertical patterns. But if you want to break the normal patterns of thinking, if you want to get out of what he called your rivers of thinking, then you need to think more laterally. And lateral is literally jumping out of those normal vertical loops. And one way to do it is by asking, what if? It's an invitation to imagine. What if you could make a telescope the size of the Earth? Right? That's impossible. You can't do that. What if a 6-year-old can invent your next breakthrough technology in oncology? What if you put all of your research in the hands of a group of 6-year-olds? Now, that's a little wild. Or maybe not. Maybe not. What if invites us to do the impossible? So I'll leave you with this thought. You never know where the next 6-year-old is lurking with the next big idea. You never know. So what does that mean? That means we have to be open and receptive. There's a time to judge. Be assured of that. But there's also a time to be open and to allow innovation to flourish. And at the end of the day, the battle is won or lost up here in every single one of us. Thank you.